After a few quite testing months in 2025, we finally come to a period of blessing, of ease and harmony. May 2025, I have good news for you. We went through Mars, Venus, Mercury retrograde, 2 eclipses, Saturn, Venus conjunctions, very intense influences in the last 3-4 months. But now we're gonna take a breath of fresh air and relief. As you can see, most of the transits and aspects between planets in May are harmonious, trines, sextiles. There are here and there a square, but it's very minimal compared to what we've been going through. We're like a soldier coming out of a battle. And we'll be, in the month of May, we'll be recuperating, improving. Things will start looking up. We're out of the hardest period of 2025. So with this good news, we're gonna have a full moon in Scorpio with opposition with Uranus around the 12th of May, which might be a bit more excitable, unpredictable, intense, like the energy of Scorpio, but pretty much everything around it is fantastic. But the biggest event in May is that towards the end, on the 25th of May, Saturn is moving to Aries for the first time since 29 years, the 1995, 6, something like that it was then. In Aries again, and it will stay there for 3 months this year, and then 26 and 27, the whole 2 years it will be in Aries. So this video will focus on how Saturn, the bad big wolf of astrology, how you can tame it, how you can turn it into a loyal dog that will guard your back and to thrive through this period. So stay with me to see how Saturn will affect you. Actually, if you want to really dive into Saturn in Aries, I've created a 3-hour video plus around 40 pages PDF that covers absolutely every possible influence of Saturn in Aries. Say if you have Venus in Gemini, Saturn will try sextile it, or if you have Libra, Jupiter, Saturn will oppose it, or if you have Cancer, Moon, Saturn will square it. What are the influences on a personal level, with many real life stories and remedies and how to overcome it and how to do the best out of it. Just $12. Check it out. I always try to be as affordable as possible. But now let's begin. I'm excited. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, May 2025. Gemini, you would feel much lighter energy. Venus will be the whole month in your 11th house. Good for socializing, meeting up with friends, making new friends, being more popular, likable, just opening yourself to the world, enjoying, being more proactive in a sense, and going after your long-term goals and dreams with more ease, even more financially. It can be easier because 11th house is one of the financial houses of gainings, earnings, and Venus there, if you had any problems till now, will make things smoother, easier, moving ahead. Some good people can help you as well, friends or whatever. If you need some help, reach out to others, collaborations, or if you want to reach wider audience as well, it will happen with ease when Venus is in your 11th house, and good social experiences. And the whole month Mars is also in your 3rd house, another fire energy there. Another fire sign which supports. You see, Gemini is Venus is making sextile, Mars is making sextile. In the 3rd house, Mars makes you be courageous when it's in the 3rd house. 3rd house is the house of doing difficult things. Mars gives you the courage there to initiate projects as well. Is good. Self-made wealth, you'll be more active if in any way you can create, something with your own skills and abilities. You'll be more communicative and industrious as well. Yes, 3rd house is the house of siblings, relatives, people in your immediate environment, workmates, even friends. Again, social time. You see, another social house very strongly activated. Of course, Mars can create some kind of at moments, some kind of clashes with those in your immediate environment. But Saturn is not making hard aspects, so to speak, this month. So I think it's more about being proactive there. And if you're in any way on social media, have business online, If you have to do many transactions, third house rules, all of those things, you're moving ahead with speed. It's of course traveling, short distance traveling. You can be more active there, go somewhere, just, of course, it's Mars, be a bit more careful, but I don't see big problems there anyway. And there is a full moon in your 6th house on the 12th in Scorpio. It can get a little bit more intense then, that from the 12th till the 18th this week in May. It has a few kind of a bit more challenging transits aspects. They can be in your 6th house, for example. It might ask you to pay attention to your health the middle of the month, to see results if you've been applying some new health routines in some way previously, to reap the rewards of that. It's also work. They might be focused on work that middle of the month as well, with some tensions. There's an opposition from Uranus to help you, maybe to some surprising developments in your work environment, some surprising projects as well, or completion, quick, fast completion of a work project of some sort. And workmates as well is the 6th house. Yeah, possibility of some power struggles with workmates, but nothing too intense, to be honest. And healthy habits. It can be a good time. Full moon in Scorpio. Scorpio is about releasing, letting go. Scorpio rules the excretory system the same way. Symbolically, you can release some unhealthy habits, 6th house, from your life this May. You can do it very quickly, because Uranus is opposing. So it's kind of like fast decision. That's it. I'm done with this. But the really big event this month is that Saturn is moving into Aries on the 25th of May. You might not immediately feel it, but it will be there till 2028, including 2028 part of it. So I will put this video to favorites so you have access to it in the coming 2-3 years to refer to it about how Saturn in the 11th house is going to influence you. But you'll get like a taster now in June, July, August. Then Saturn moves back into your 10th house till the end of the year. But what I'm telling you now, most likely will manifest very strongly in 26, 27, when Saturn is in your 11th house. And this is a house Saturn likes. This is the house of efforts, the 11th house. And Saturn is a planet of discipline, because this is the house that our long-term goals and dreams, and they don't just happen. Long-term goals, if you put effort to it, they happen. And Saturn there for 2-3 years will help you manifest some long-term dream or desire of yours through discipline and persistence. It's not going to just fall into your lap, but it will give you the determination. It will give you the staying power and the ability to say no. As Saturn has very strong ability, gives you the ability to say no. Say, instead of going out to party, have fun, or to do something that you enjoy, to postpone this gratification, this immediate gratification, in order to put your efforts and energy into some long-term goal or dream of yours. I don't know, your dream might be to be a PhD. A long-term goal of yours might be to be a ballerina. A long-term goal of yours might be, to change the world in some way. And Saturn here will allow you to be very consistent, to pursue that dream, to pursue that. Even it is connected, the 11th house, to gains, financial gains, or recognition from society. And it will help you stay on the course and do the hard work to receive this, like get a PhD or some title or honor or reward. And the rewards can be financial or social. But there will be the need to do some deprivation, because that's the energy of Saturn, and to do it the legal and honest way. Saturn is the most moral planet at its highest vibration. So if you're moral, honest towards the laws of the country you're in, towards the spiritual laws, then you're going to reap the rewards, because 11th house is house of rewards. Over the next 2-3 years, they can be, if you are this upright person, morally aligned to the laws, spiritual or human laws, then yeah, you need to follow what is the rules. I know it's boring sometimes, but you will get the rewards here. Now, there can be challenges, of course, with Saturn in the 11th house, because Saturn is about boundaries, and the 11th house is your social environment, people in your life, what kind of groups you affiliate with, what kind of political parties you belong to, what kind of people you want around you. And Saturn is an auditor. So you'd audit the relationships in your life, not the marriage one so much, unless you have Venus in Aries, or Jupiter there that rules your 7th house or something. If you want to know that, check out my extended webinar on Saturn in Aries, where I go in depth what it means to have Saturn transiting, say, a planet of yours, and aspecting it, sextiling it, opposing it. Maybe 80% of everyone will have Saturn making an aspect to a planet in their horoscope, and I go in depth how to benefit from it, what is the final purpose of it, even if there are challenges, what you need to do. And Saturn in the 11th house definitely asks you to put some boundaries on audit. Who are your people in your social environment? If they're time wasters, if there is no constructive results from those relationships, really they can be put to the test, and you might remove some friendships. Some friendships might just go away from your life. Like when Saturn was transiting my 11th house, I moved from the UK to the USA, and all my previous social contacts, they were gone. Not that we had a falling out. Well, actually, I had a falling out with my best friend when Saturn was in the 11th house, but then we reconnected again, and the relationship even deepened and became more. Before that, it was not so fair, not so equal, and then it became more fair and equal and more respectful, let's say. But you'd prefer to socialize with people who, for example, you have a common goal with. It might be a common belief, or it might be a common, because Saturn rules your 9th house of beliefs, or someone that you've overcome some difficulty with, because Saturn rules your 8th house. For example, someone that helped you overcome, that's gone through a trauma, or someone that you helped go, that they've been going through a trauma, or someone that who has helped you before go through traumas, through the darker times, because the 8th house is connected to those more darker times, and you'll be able to connect on a deeper level with such people, or people that you have similar belief systems with, 9th house, and similar goals with, or people that you're connected to through work. Saturn rules work, duties, responsibilities. Rather than just sip your coffee all day, chatting with people, gossiping, you'd want okay, I want to contact and communicate with people that we can do some project together, that can help me with my business, that can help me with good advice, because Saturn rules the 9th house. 9th house is the counselor, the advisor, the role model. You'd prefer more like upstanding friends, good role models, and you'd remove the time wasters, or the ones that they might not be bad people or anything. They just outlived their role in your life. You might be somehow your social circumstances change, so you're not in the same social groups, but you'll be in more. New friends can appear, more of a Saturn nature, older than you, or with age difference, so that are related to your work or to goals, to do something constructive together. And sometimes a person just doesn't feel like being too social anyway, because they're working towards some, as I said, long-term goal or dream. They're putting efforts there to contribute to the society, to contribute to the world. I've seen, even I had a friend who went into politics when Saturn went into her 11th house, because she says, I want to do something big for those around me, for society. So she went into politics, but you can do it in any other way. You don't have to be a politician or anything. Saturn in the 11th house can also mean that because it's gains and earnings, you have to work harder towards gains and earnings in your life. but with consistent effort, you can really, for example, where your money comes from, say if you have a business, you can automate it, or you can streamline it. The energies of Saturn are streamline, automate. 11th house is the house of reaching wider audience. And Saturn there says, okay, so if I've been spreading myself thin too much, maybe I need to target specific people, specific clients, specific audience. 11th house is your fans, your client base, and you'd hone it. Saturn, the one very good word I like for Saturn is make it more elegant, more productive. So you would be able to choose people, say to clients or to followers that are more aligned with your bigger vision. That's why it might mean that some people leave you, some clients, or just focus on the ones that are most profitable for you, rather than just spread yourself thin everywhere. And yeah, so I'm trying to show you the really positive way Saturn in the 11th house can play out. Unless you have some planets in the 11th house, there can be a bit more challenges there. As I said, some situation with a friend or colleague or people in your environment that you have to make a decision whether you want them or whether they want you in their life. There might be some delays towards working towards some long-term goal or dream, but again, the final result will depend on how lawfully you did it, how much you are committed to that goal. And Saturn will show you which long-term goals and dreams of yours are not practical, are kind of, let's say, impossible in the current life, in your current life, or in the current time of your life, or in the current socio-economic situation, and to remove it. So, maybe you've had a dream to be a singer or a dancer, and you've tried hard, but you realize that it's not happening when Saturn is in the 11th house, and that there is something more achievable that you can do. Or maybe there is a dream of yours to be, I don't know, anything, think of something that's a long-term goal, a dream. You can either streamline it now, you can really manifest it, materialize it when Saturn is the 11th house, but if it's not realistic, it will show you which sides of it are not realistic and can realign you to a more practical and achievable and appropriate income streams and long-term goals and dreams, and also friends. All right, so this is Gemini. You can truly, it's good to have Saturn in the 11th house. You can achieve a lot, you can get a lot done, you can contribute to society a lot, you can be useful citizen during that time, and it's not a blocking energy, let's say. It's actually sextile in Gemini. So you have support from elderly people, from people in authority, from Saturn also rules the 9th house, from guides or counselors or psychologists, if you want, Saturn ruling the 8th house as well. And the ruler of the 9th in the 11th, you put new vision, you put new to manifest some dream of yours, some long-term goals of gainfulness or whatever. And it can be also about, can't think of it now. Some mutual finances together that you can make them over the next 2-3 years more gainful, because Saturn rules the 8th house. Resources that you have together, say your 401k, as they have, like something that you've put with other people's money, or investments in the stock, or your money together with your partner, that when Saturn goes into the 11th house, you can do something useful with it, develop it, or make it more gainful in some way as well. So there you go, Gemini. I think Saturn in Aries is quite positive for you in the 11th house, very productive. I remember I worked really hard then, and I remember gradually I went from 40,000 followers on YouTube to around 100,000 within this couple of years. So it was a big, but you have to be consistent with work. It's not gonna just fall on your lap. And it's about, I hope you got the energy of Saturn in the 11th house. If you want to find out more and more in depth, check out my Saturn in Aries webinar that I'm putting a link below for you. with a PDF, with 50 pages, in-depth interpretations and everything. Thank you.